Eric Levenhagen here, taking you down the path to true financial harmony. Today I want to talk about how you can make more money and actually pay less tax as a result. So there are two ways to pay less taxes. You can either be unprofitable or you can be wildly profitable. That may seem a bit counterintuitive, and it's a common misconception. I mean, you might be thinking, man, if I make more money, doesn't that mean I have to pay more taxes? I mean, these things go hand in hand, right? That's true to a point, but you also have an opportunity as your income increases to actually save more in taxes if you plan accordingly. Now, I get that we have to all pay our fair share of taxes, but the system we have is not built to allow you to easily pay only your fair share. And a lot of Americans, as a result, end up paying unnecessary taxes every single year. So how can we avoid this? There's a few things to look at that we'll go through in this video right now. So first off is to focus on a healthy cash flow. You know, a lot of business owners who ask me to help them develop their tax strategy don't usually have only a tax problem, they have a cash flow problem. Sometimes I review their tax returns and find out they're paying very little in tax, but from their perspective, their perspective is they can't make the tax payments, so taxes must be the issue. If we dig a little deeper, we find the real root cause of the problem is that their cash flow is not healthy. A lot of business owners still have to pay something in taxes. That's the fair share I was talking about before, even when we implement a comprehensive tax strategy like we do for a lot of our clients. So there is one thing you can do to improve cash flow for tax time. It's fairly simple. Start setting aside a fixed percentage of every dollar you collect in your business in a separate savings account, right? So you label that savings account as your tax account and you don't touch it unless you have to make an estimated tax payment. Most of my optometry clients allocate somewhere between 5 and 10% of their gross collections to their tax account. The second step here is don't spend all of your profits to reduce your taxes. This is a trap that even the smartest business owners can fall into, usually near the end of the year. And usually it's because they haven't focused on a comprehensive tax strategy throughout the year. Then their CPA projects their taxes and the business owner gets surprised by a huge tax bill. And because of that timing happening towards the end of the year, there's a limited number of things that may still have a big impact for you at that time of year. So look, I've seen, like I said, even the smartest people who are really good otherwise, the other 10, 11 months of the year, they're really good with money management, and then they fall into this trap. The end of the year comes, they expect this big tax bill, and their focus goes on to what they have been doing to be successful all year into this narrow focus of doing whatever they can to lower the tax bill, and that leads to some really bad decision making in the moment. So this story is usually the same, right? So they're looking at buying a new vehicle over 6,000 pounds so we can write it all off, or buy, or sometimes even worse, finance some new equipment so we can write it all off in the first year. Whether you're planning to buy new equipment or not, I've seen people in this cycle of buy and finance equipment and go into massive amounts of debt, spending $1 to essentially save 40 cents. It doesn't make a lot of financial sense. It's not a good financial decision. The key to avoiding the trap in the future is to develop that comprehensive tax strategy that's proactive, that's looking out for the next 1 to 5 years. You should be doing that now, whether you're viewing this video at the beginning of the year or near the end of the year. We should always be looking out the next 1 to 5 years. Your end of year tax planning should include a projection. That's a piece of this process, but the major focus should always be forward. The final point I want to make here is that good tax reduction is more about positioning cash than spending it, right? So now if you're following the first two steps, right, you're setting aside money, you're paying attention to cash flow, you're working a comprehensive tax strategy proactively the next 1 to 5 years, what does it mean to position cash for tax reduction? This means positioning your money where it's going to help you reduce your taxes while increasing your wealth. There's a common misconception that tax planning is all about increasing deductions and lowering taxes. That is not the major goal of a good, solid tax strategy. The major goal, not to reduce taxes necessarily, but to increase and maximize your after-tax wealth. So let's use a really simple example that most people will be familiar with. Say you're ready to max out a 401k, okay? So you've been contributing around $19,000 per year, let's say, but this year you want to max it out to $57,000 or whatever the limits are for this year. Well, in my example, 19 to 57, that's an extra $38,000 to your retirement account. Will it provide tax benefits? Yes. But obviously, if you don't have an extra $38,000 sitting in your account to fund the plan, the strategy is going to be kind of hard to pull off. So this is the same concept, whether we're talking about funding a retirement plan, hiring your kids or a spouse, contributing to a health savings account or a 529 plan, or a lot of the other advanced strategies we could be discussing. The appropriate strategies are going to take cash to pull off. So the more cash we have to work with, the more advanced strategies we can use to help you reduce your tax bill and save more taxes even when you're making more money in your practice.